Hello, my name is Parker Drum. I think you guys have seen some of my presentations before. This is specifically to present on the use of Mentimeter. Mentimeter is a free application. You can pay for upgrades that provide other services, which I will detail. This is similar to a PowerPoint or Google Slides where you can create a presentation. One of the major differences is you can facilitate audience interaction through a smart device, computer, tablet, anything that can connect to the internet. So here are the different options there are for individuals and business plans. You can see some of the different things that you can do. If it's free, you get 50 participants per month, multiple question types. You can do this thing called Improve with Insights where you look at the feedback from your session. If you pay for one of the upgrades, you can do different things. Of course, they're recommending the most expensive plan. With the intermediate plan here, the basic plan, you can actually import existing slides from PowerPoint, Keynote, or PDF files and then add your interactive questions. I am a teacher, so I went with this middle basic plan here, which gave me unlimited participants. Let me import some existing slides. There were some limitations to that, which I'll talk about. I can then look at my results. I recently gave a community presentation on fall risk, and I decided to adapt it for this presentation. When I gave a community presentation, I had a little bit of trouble with converting from Google Slides, which is what I have on my computer because I use a Mac, into Mentimeter. So you'll see, I'll show you some of the things that I struggled with. This is my original Google Slide presentation, and within this, you can see that I had filler slides for the different quizzes, and then I would switch over to the Mentimeter slides. So it would have looked like this if I was in my presentation. Mia Bella Drum is my daughter. This is a video of her falling over. The objectives. I will also point out it didn't pull over my GIFs very nicely, which isn't the end of the world. But then here was the quiz. And since I had so much trouble pulling things from one to the other, I just switched back and forth and made that mistake many times where I pushed share instead of present. And these were some of the results that we had for my community presentation. It was a little bit clunky switching back and forth, so I am going to show you how I tried to make this more seamless. So I imported those slides from my Google Slides into Mentimeter. You can see here if I present, it imports them as images. So this is no longer a video, and I figured out how to import it, but I did not import it for the purposes of this presentation. You can see up at the top here, this is the code that people can use to connect to my presentation so they can participate in any of the quizzes. I can tab in between slides. You can see the GIF did not animate, so I would have to update that. There is some suggestion that the higher plans have a more seamless integration, that Premier plan that I showed you. I did not purchase that yet. I might, depending on how often I use this, but it looks pretty promising. And here is one of those embedded quizzes. So what I can do here is you can see it's got the code up at the top. I can also give them the option to have a QR code to scan. So they can link up by going to menti.com and entering this code up here. They can also just scan the QR code. As far as the different quiz slides, there we go. If I click on the whole slide, you can see that I can change the question type. I can go from multiple choice to a word cloud where people type in a word or two, and then it makes the word or words that are the most frequently entered larger than others. There is open-ended questions, multiple choices. Word cloud and open-ended are the three that I've definitely used the most. So we'll change this back to open-ended, which is what I had it. One of the limitations is that when I imported my slides, I mentioned this already, I lost a lot of the ability to edit them. For example, this was a text box up here, and then a text box down here. Now it just appears as a picture. So if I wanted to edit this, I would have to make a new slide. So I do new slide, and then you can come down here and you can do an interactive question slide, which is here. You can do a quiz competition, which I have not explored yet, or you can do a content slide. You can see the integrations down here. I have not explored that. That green star denotes that this is only accessible through the Pro subscription. I'm on the basic subscription. But what I can then do is create a traditional text slide, and I could put this word by word into this, which for the purposes of my presentation right now didn't make sense, so I'm just going to delete that. When I gave this presentation at the local YMCA to the community, this was particularly helpful for me because I asked people this question: is walking speed important? And it was not a resounding yes. So I spent some time talking about the next slide, which was this slide, which shows that higher walking speeds does correlate with improved community independence and improved health. Had I asked this question to a group of students, I'm guessing most of them would have said yes, and I wouldn't have spent much time talking about this slide. So in that way, it does inform my teaching in real time. One of the major downsides of Mentimeter is that I cannot have a video and a quiz on the same slide, which is exactly what I want to do here when I'm presenting this to students. So for each of these videos, I want students to think about these things. What are they seeing? What are the likely physical impairments? Is this person at risk for falls? And what sorts of things do I want to test or measure? So you can see I can embed a video, and I have to be on the presentation mode to make the video play. And Mentimeter suggests having the video and then having the subsequent slide be the quiz slide. It is not perfect, and I know that I did pay for the basic plan. I did use the free plan the first couple times I used this, and it went just fine. So you can use this program for free. And I do believe that when used appropriately, it can facilitate higher order thinking skills by polling the audience to check for comprehension, which has helped me as an instructor to either spend more time on a given topic or feel confident spending less time on that topic based on the participant responses. So I can either keep talking about something or move right along. Hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a chance to check out Mentimeter or some of the other things like it.